Step back into a world bathed in amber light, where the hiss of steam and the glow of gas lamps mark the beat of progress. This is Victorian Britain, a land of invention and empire, yet also of hardship and hope. On the 20th of June, 1837, an 18-year-old princess named Alexandrina Victoria awoke to discover she was queen of the world's greatest power. In a single stroke of fate, she inherited a nation still reeling from revolutions abroad and the dawn of industry at home. From her very first speech, spoken shyly before Parliament, she pledged duty, decorum, and devotion. Little did she know that her reign would stretch over 6 decades, longer than all but one British monarch. Historians label 1837 to 1901 the Victorian Age, not merely for convenience, but because Queen Victoria's presence permeated every aspect of life, from politics and fashion to art and morality. Under her banner, Britain's influence circled the globe. Colonial flags fluttered from India to Canada, steamships plied every ocean, and London became the beating heart of an empire on which the sun never set. Yet, Victorian meant more than empire. It conjured ideals of duty, restraint, and progress, principles that shaped a rapidly changing society, for better and for worse. In 1851, the Great Exhibition opened beneath the glass and iron aisles of the Crystal Palace, showcasing the wonders of steam power, telegraphy, and mechanized looms. Imagine 6 million visitors, nobles, inventors, and workmen, marveling at sewing machines and telescopes side by side. Across the kingdom, railways knitted cities and villages into a single web, slashing travel time from days to hours. Cotton mills spun in Lancashire, steel forges roared in Wales, steam-driven ships carried coal and cotton across the seas. This was an age when a single invention, a steam hammer, a telegraph line, could transform how people lived, loved, and labored. But for every grand ballroom lit by crystal chandeliers, there was a crowded slum lit by a single lamp. Middle-class families dined on roast beef and fine china, while working-class mothers washed laundry in freezing rivers. The average lifespan hovered around 42 years. Cholera epidemics struck without warning. 1/3 of London's children worked in factories, coal mines, and sweatshops, their small hands prized for crawling into machines' tight spaces. "Progress hath its price," Queen Victoria observed, and nowhere was that trade-off clearer than in these shadowed streets. Victorian society thrived on rules. Manners were strict, social class rigid, and public behavior governed by unspoken codes. Yet underneath the corsets and cravats surged currents of change. In 1843, Charles Dickens published A Christmas Carol, laying bare poverty and generosity in equal measure. Women took to the streets in early suffrage marches, challenging conventions that bound them to drawing rooms and domestic duties. Art and science soared. Tennyson and the Pre-Raphaelites painted emotional landscapes. Darwin's On the Origin of Species rocked the world in 1859. Operas by Gilbert and Sullivan filled grand theatres. Amid upheaval, everyday life blossomed in its own rituals. Afternoon tea, sandwiches, scones, and polite conversation under spreading elms. Horse-drawn omnibuses clattering through crowded streets, emblazoned with adverts for patent medicines and pianos. Evenings brimmed with entertainment. Music halls, penny gaffs, and opera houses offered escapism for every pocket. It was an age of paradox, progress and piety, wealth and want, refuge and revolution, all playing out under smokestacks and starlight. Queen Victoria's reign ended on 22nd January 1901, yet her influence endures. Our trains, our legal systems, even our love of tea, all bear Victorian fingerprints. Today, we walk the same cobbles, admire the same facades, and feel the same pulse of progress and possibility. This was the Victorian Age, a tapestry of grandeur and grit, of invention and injustice. Join us next time as we explore the lives of Victorian children and the sweet and bittersweet taste of penny sweets. Subscribe now and ring the bell to continue your journey through Sepia Centuries.